This is the third time this month. But I've got a family. They expect me to spend time with them. You're a free agent. Right. I'm a divorcee, not a temp. Clark shuffled into her office and leaned his ample behind against her desk. Just this once. Beth and we're having problems, and I want this vacation to start off right. I'll return the favor sometime, I promise. Sighing, Kat folded up the Herald. Okay, she said. What have you got? Clark was already pulling off his white coat, visibly shifting to vacation mode. Jane Doe, no obvious trauma. Another body fluid special. Sykes and Ratchet are in there with her. They bring her in? Yeah, so you'll have a decent police report to work with. Kat rose to her feet and brushed powdered sugar off her scrub pants. You owe me, she said as they headed into the hall. I know. He stopped at his office and grabbed his jacket, a fly fisherman's version, complete with a zillion pockets with little feathers poking out. Leave a few trout for the rest of us. He grinned and gave her a salute. Into the wilds of Maine I go, he said, heading for the elevator. See you next week. Feeling resigned, Kat pushed open the door to the autopsy room and went in. The body, still sealed in its black bag, lay on the slab. Lieutenant Lou Sykes and Sergeant Vince Ratchet, veterans of the local knife and gun club, were waiting for her. Sykes looked dapper as usual in a suit and tie, a black homicide detective who always insisted on mixing corpses with Versace. His partner, Vince Ratchet, was, in contrast, a perpetual candidate for Slim Fast. Ratchet was peering in fascination at a specimen jar on the shelf. What the hell is that? He asked, pointing to the jar. Good old Vince. He was never afraid to sound stupid. That's the right middle lobe of a lung, Kat said. I would have guessed it was a brain. Sykes laughed. That's why she's the doc, and you're just a dumb cop. He straightened his tie and looked at her. Isn't Clark doing this one? Kat snapped on a pair of gloves. Afraid I am. Thought your shift started at 8. Tell me about it. She went to the slab and gazed down at the bag, feeling her usual reluctance to open the zipper, to reveal what lay beneath the black plastic. How many of these bags have I opened? She wondered. 100? 200? Each one contained its own private horror story. This was the hardest part, sliding down the zipper, unveiling the contents. Once a body was revealed, once she'd weathered the initial shock of its appearance, she could set to work with the scientist's dispassion. But the first glimpse, the first reaction, that was always pure emotion, something over which she had no control. So, guys, she said, what's the story here? Ratchet came forward and flipped open his notebook. It was like an extension of his arm, that notebook. She'd never seen him without it. Caucasian female, no ID, age 20 to 30. Body found 4 a.m. this morning off South Lexington. No apparent trauma, no witnesses, no nothing. South Lexington, said Kat, and images of that neighborhood flashed through her mind. She knew the area too well. The streets, the back alleys, the playgrounds rimmed with barbed wire. And, looming above it all, the 7 buildings, as grim as 20-story concrete headstones. The projects? She asked. Where else? Who found her? City trash pickup, said Sykes. She was in an alley between 2 of the projects.